to go.
Right, so now we're going to be talking about the.
I've been looking into the kind of satanic, the pentagram thing I was telling you about. Remember it was?
So it's
Washington DC. If you're a bird's eye view, you can see it yourself. Just go into redacted. It's been on the internet for years. If you're a bird's eye view, it's a mass pentagram. It's opened at one side, but even a pentagram that's open at one side, there's meanings to that. That it's satanic. Satanic cults can come in or it can come out. Doesn't mean it's unfinished. And I think the broken side it goes up 16th Street, I think, and that ties in with I think it's the 33-degree Masons, one of the buildings up. And each point there's circles, and supposedly there's like vortexes in these circles with rituals and that get done.
Right.
It's a bit conspiracy theory type stuff, but
do you think Trump's kind of trying to expose it? Or
well, the guy I was watching again. I credit redacted for this. The guy says that as I was reading it there, Trump done a speech and he vows to clear up. The speech he says clears up crime, homelessness and other stuff in Washington DC. They're using the army, which is probably on a lot of news now. But the guy who was talking says there was a hidden intent to liberate and attack these satanic forces, which is weird talking about, doesn't it? Like, because you think about stuff like that and you think, well, none of that exists, but there's some weird stuff out there. No, I just found it interesting.
You imagine there's probably some like secret societies that built Washington. Like if it is this, like the pentagram, there's maybe some sort of meaning behind it if that's the way they built it.
Well, one of the key, I don't even need to look at it. When they made, supposedly it was Pierre Landon, I might pronounce his name wrong. He's a French architect. He was helping establish Washington way back then, and he was a Mason, Freemasons, and it was all done for good stuff. They were trying to make the Pentagon was a symbol. They knew how strong, how powerful symbolism was, and they used it to basically give the idea of them being the new Atlantis. And they wanted America to be the place of new technology, they say land of dreams and stuff like that. They wanted America to be known for that.
I know, it's like the capital being the big symbol.
And that was all about the new Atlantis and stuff like that. And even some of the tunnels, underneath the tunnels, there's old, they call them the old Atlantis tunnels. And there's trains and stuff like that, like wee carriage trains. I don't know how to that. Supposedly they were infiltrated, like in the 1900s or something like that. They were infiltrated with the satanic cults and stuff, and it was used for
forces.
Yeah, if you look at a lot of movies, hell of a lot of rap videos, like your Cardi B and stuff. A lot of satanic stuff in it. The symbolism with the eye, and it's all over America, like Hollywood. I just found it interesting, like the amount of stuff that the guy was talking about, and it been known for years and years, and nothing really getting spoke about it. And there's a bit on the video which I've not wrote down. I think his name's Victor Camp or something. He wrote a book about it and he uncovered it. I think I might be botching the name of it, but it was Franklin something it's called. I don't know if it's called the Franklin Project or something. But these elites would use. No, it's a hard thing to go into. I'm not even going into it. They use kids and stuff like that for stuff to compromise, as I was saying. As I say, go and watch Redacted and you'll get more information at it. But
I like the rituals
and stuff, and why these kids were used for that. Like an Epstein type stuff. But way back then.
Blackmails and stuff like that. They reckon it's the whole of Washington is just, they've all been blackmailed. Well, somehow, like even like Hollywood as well.
Definitely.
I reckon, and all the music industry, everything really is all just.
And I think if it goes away back then, like Epstein, we hear about it now. But if that was infiltrated in the 1900s, you think generations upon generations that are getting blackmailed, like I just showed you here, like the House of Representatives. That's judges, lawyers, Congress, that are all compromised for whatever they were doing. You know, that could be tied to the Epstein stuff again. But think stuff like that goes on, you're kind of blind to it, aren't you? And then it's thrown in your face for years now with videos. It's probably in computer games.
You see it everywhere.
See it everywhere. The Olympics was bad.
That Olympics there. France.
The amount of satanic stuff that was in that is it's unbelievable.
That Last Supper. They said it wasn't the Last Supper, but that was.
With the angels and the demons and stuff in it as well.
Did you see the big, like, it was like looked like the fact that it was like a castle at the background, it was all just fire. It was a boat. A boat. It's called something to Snow Coated Destroyer. It had like a golden demon thing coming out it. The back was just like
smoke stains.
Just looked like pure.
I'm sure it's again satanic shit. That supper thing was a was it called, like blasphemy kind of type stuff. They're saying that wasn't like Last Supper. Weird. So it's like through in your face, mate. No, but it's interesting to see the way it's going with the army on the street. As you say, it's like the crime and all that.
I think they've just went into Chicago now.
Right, alright.
Fuck. The
City of Demons, man. Aye, Chicago's City of Demons, they call it. No.
Crime ridden in it, like, apparently. Anyway.
Aye, just because I like my conspiracy and stuff, it was good to tap into. Obviously I got a few things wrote down. But just like kind of we were talking about there, and the liberation and stuff like that. But if it's through in your face through films and movies, still people are blind to it. You know what I mean?
I think more people are starting to wake up now, but like, especially with Hollywood, like that's just it's so noticeable now.
Another thing with the Masons, you get your normal Mason people, there for all positive stuff and that, but there's a level called the 33-degree Mason. When you get there, you think, I've nailed it, I'm going to ascend, but they give you an option, they hand you a Bible,
right?
And it's like a trick question. If you don't desecrate it, is that the word? Detonate it, they go, you passed it, and then you don't really learn anything new. It's like you hit a brick wall.
You're not really in
the club, but you think you're in the club, but you don't learn the mysteries, or you don't get involved, and I'll let you know what the Masons are supposedly connected to. So, but if you spit on it, or the other things to it, you're ascending, and that's you part of the proper 33-degree Mason. Eventually, years and years and that, you'll be into it, but you learn that they're connected to black budget programs. Archaeological digs, there'll always be a high 33-degree Mason there. And then this was a surprise to me, that your companies like BlackRock, is it Skunkford Fort or something? It's another thing like BlackRock.
I don't know.
With black budget programs,
Vanguard and stuff.
Supposedly they've got a lot of Masons in it. You learn about anti-gravity technology. You learn the mysteries of certain digs. But a cool club to get into, but no, if it's satanic stuff.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's all meant to be like rituals and black magic and all that
kind of
about
that.
All that kind of stuff.
But like you learn certain rituals and spells and all that. I don't know about the spells and stuff, but rituals seems to.
Well, they obviously believe it, but
definitely. But the rituals has got to be hanging if it went. That goes way back to the Egyptian days and stuff like sacrifices, which is scared to think if that happens.
It's still going on
underground in these places, mate. No.
It's just weird, isn't it? It's weird. Definitely a mad kind of battle going on.
Definitely, we're seeing like spiritual war, especially a lot of religions and that going back and forth. You know what I mean? It goes down so many rabbit holes, mate. I sit and read it and stuff.
It's hard to know what's real and what's
not.
I know,
because sometimes when you're talking about it, you think people are going to think I'm mad. You know what I mean, as I say, I like my conspiracy. I'm not conspiracy nut, but there's got to be some truth to some of them. You know what I mean? And the Masons have been about for not so long. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine that could even be a tactic? We throw out hundreds of mad
distraction again.
Different things, like things that are out there, things that maybe be real, things that aren't, so everybody's kind of don't know which real
where
what's
to
not.
look, kind of thing. Especially if you hear that many of them. Like
No.
the Masons are probably that, and the Skull and Bones are probably the two biggest that you know of. And you've got George Bush and all that, somebody tipping in them.
They all came out of like the
Harvard and stuff
no.
like that. Aye, so then again, we talk about Stammer being at boys' school. So I think of them.
Aye, obviously there must be some sort of in Oxford and stuff like that. He's kind of ones, mad clubs. You know, like
you've got an initiation.
Aye, you've got to take weird stuff to hang out to get in the club.
If it is true, like talk about hierarchies and stuff like that. Who's higher now, or is the Masons there, Skull and Bones there, the Cabal there, like they see it on the table.
Aye.
You know, like the mob. You know what I mean? Like, all the families sitting there. And that's another thing. When you're in, you get sent. You eventually learn certain bloodlines that run.
They've been about for years.
That run the world supposedly. You know, and then they commit you a free hunter. As I say, it goes down a pure rabbit hole. And again, I want to go and watch that Pyramids of Power. It seems really interesting. So I end up going down a pure rabbit hole, and it's not that, it's dark, mate. You know what I mean? It can mess with your head, especially when it goes into the satanic shit. You're reading stuff about kids and all that, and it's quite traumatising as well. It's hard to talk about that on YouTube, but obviously I was going to read more and stuff, but it's just like we were talking about, the kind of things I wrote down. Not major.
You don't want to know what's going on, I know that you really like things like that.
It's a tough one. You want to be blind to it, or I don't really want to know about that. I'd really like to know who's at the top. They say the elites. I'd like to know who's who and stuff. They say is it the WEF and who as well. They believe that they are just spokesperson for these higher ups.
They're just like
the puppets, you know, and it's not it dives in. Some of the animation stuff is weird because the guy's talking says it taps into these extraterrestrial bloodlines, you know, which I don't really know. Like they talk about the Anunnaki and stuff like that.
Did you see
the reptilians? They believe some of the royal family comes through them. They're saying
that's mad, isn't it?
The bloodline I think is there, and I think it goes back to like the Egyptians. And I was saying you Rome, Venice, stuff like that. They were kings. I believe a lot of stuff is tapped into that.
Did you see that thing that was meant to happen in America? I can't remember where it was in America, but it was meant to be a 10-minute, like their tellies, right? And it was like a signal
coming from somewhere,
and it was something that fell down or something, and like a 10-minute took or something that all their tellies. And it was meant to be the Anunnaki,
right?
And they were meant to be saying that we've
been watching or whatever.
We know we're here to help. We know there's a galactic war going on.
Right, that's pretty cool.
And we are here to help.
Right.
Again, something like that. I only seen a wee bit.
I know, I'll look at that because I like the story with the Anunnaki.
Something to do with them and how they were like a signal come through all the tellies.
Right, that's crazy. It's one way of getting everybody's attention, isn't it? I know that happened in the 70s as well. A signal came into the telly, but they believe it was a hack.
Right.
That's pretty cool. Looking into that.
Right. Galactic going on just above now.
Because they say that's been happening for years. They believe that's how like Mars and that was fucked, wasn't it? Like a nuclear bomb and half or something. I would go down all sorts of rabbit holes with the Anunnaki, mate. It's a good story.
And all the Planet X.
How they meant to have tampered with our DNA, put caps on it and stuff.
Because if they can't explain why there's certain genes or
certain genes. That's why humans were only meant to live to 120-year-old. I think that's the oldest they would let them live to, but before the genes were capped. There's tablets there that showed kings that lived for 500 years, showed certain people living. I know this is weird to talk about, but you can go on. I know Billy Carson's a bit weird with that, but there's a few other people talking about the capped genes. It's not explained, and they talk about the junk DNA and stuff like that. But supposedly on the Emerald tablets, it talks about them capping it, stopping us from rising up and fighting with them. So as like the generation that they made, because they had people that mined for them who uprised, and then they came to an agreement and supposedly used say like an ape whatever, I'm not saying that's what it is, and then put their own DNA into it, which supposedly created the human race, supposedly.
They can't explain the intelligence as well, the way it was, like with the were cavemen and all, and then all of a sudden just hanging the
language, doubling the brain, I think it was as well.
So it could be like psychedelics.
Yeah, that's the saying, the Stone Ape theory.
That's even if that's true.
I know,
because we
didn't know.
If the Egyptians were severely technology advanced, and you think then that's all just
bullshit. I know.
Whole history.
Because who's to say that they didn't know these Neanderthals spoke? Or what's the wee Totsuans human flora? It looked like wee hobbits. It looked the smaller race. And then obviously I was talking to you about the Tridactyl race. They believe they're after the flood. With 3 fingers, 3 toes. No, they don't believe they're extraterrestrials. They believe they're another human race.
Didn't test on it.
But there's a theory I know, like the Egyptians and stuff like that. They could have been 10, like thousands and thousands more advanced than they actually were. I mean, it could have been way more advanced than us, just went down a different path.
Different technological
technology. Like we were saying, I think they used a lot of frequencies back then for moving stuff. Like the way you would put like a Malteser on a speaker, turn it up, and it levitates. They believe that they could have been using sound and frequency in a way that move the blocks in a way that we couldn't imagine.
They still can't build them now.
No to the precision that I think we've done a one on the pyramids. Go back and watch that, and it gives you a wee bit of insight. But the precision in it is genius, mate. I love all that stuff.
I know. Sit for hours watching stuff like that.
Mate. No, I get lost in it, man. You know what I mean? I like all stories like that. I don't like to just think, well, just came for whatever.
Club wielding fire, hanging apes, and then all of a sudden we ate a mushroom, and then we became this.
But ayahuasca, man, a bit of DMT. You know what I mean? Which would be pretty cool. Like the Stone Ape for you. Joe Rogan that talk about it, pretty cool. I don't know how plausible it is. I think it's a scientist says it to Joe as a theory, and Joe likes it because it's like Stone Ape.
Plus he likes it.
There's an actual animation on YouTube. You'll be able to find it that shows you like the ape getting the mushroom, some apes who are there, him eating it, him advancing, rat language, spears.
Goes into the other realm and gets some sort of intelligence.
Man. But the brains, I don't know if it doubled in size, but it
a small time. And like
which evolution wouldn't be able to do, wouldn't it? If there wasn't help. I love all that stuff, man. Maybe one day we'll just go down rabbit holes, and see how it goes.
It's the same as consciousness. They don't know why it's there. There's no like a necessity. Like animals haven't got it the same kind of
capacity.
How we can think, imagine something and make it. Like that's
like picture in your head kind of thing.
And then can invent it. Like that's no.
That's
like
crazy.
That's no like a thing that was needed to survive. If you know what I mean, like all we need. You can survive without that, so they don't know why consciousness is there. Like that kind of consciousness, you know, and how we can like sit and think about our future and all that
manifest stuff. I've not heard that one with the consciousness. Like that's pretty cool.
Matt Walsh, I've seen him talking about it. He says it's proof of the existence of God. He believes that's why. Because
it's his beliefs, isn't it?
The other things,
it's like that. Right, and he's right. You know what I mean? I haven't even thought of that, but the consciousness thing. No.
Like isn't it? Like you don't need it.
I wonder when it came into play. As you say, obviously, caveman didn't need it because they're no thinking about stuff. I mean, seeing it might have been thinking about like needing to make a spear, fire, but did they visualise it, or is it just a necessity and it just happened? Kind of thing.
Over time, but weird that.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, mate.
You could sit there for ages and feel that, man. You end up like pure hanging, but
you end up questioning reality itself, man. Simulation theories and stuff like that. I get down rabbit holes, mate. Kirsty calls me fucking mental, mate.
Those answers to me, you got a fat YouTube.
I end up getting spitting stuff to her, but the Anunnaki,
Planet X, it's coming.
What are you talking about? I talk about the Nephilim and all that, the giants and stuff. What are you talking about?
Got that.
It's a book Enoch. Playing it in audio.
Cutting that out, mate.
got it in audio while we're lying in bed. No, listen to this.
It's big giants and we're just gold hunters.
Brilliant, man. It's no, that's what I was saying to you about the Smithsonian. That they had a giant in there. It was published and stuff, and then they says it never existed. Jawbone the size of your fucking head.
That's right, they might have covered that up or something.
Aye, I've told you a story about the Kazan giant, which is a good story.
Aye, that's the one that is the
army
SEAL team or something.
Aye, takes out the SEAL team and then takes out another member of the SEAL team. Supposedly people have come out and spoke about it, but there's never been any footage or anything like that. The helicopter guy came out and spoke about it. They call him Jim B or something like that. That's not his real name. Because he says the family deserved the truth. They weren't just getting killed. Obviously they get killed in action, but no action is they fighting in Afghanistan or stuff or Iraq. In the time they invaded as well when that's what happened. They were taking stuff for the Iraq museums and Afghanistan's museums.
They blow up all this stuff, didn't they? Like the old sites.
Aye.
Like as if they're trying to
hiding it.
Erase history.
Aye. And they were doing a lot of cave hunting as well. Really fun in the caves, you don't know. As I say, that's like the Book of Enoch came from. He was in a cave, a young boy threw a stone into a hole and smashed a vase and it was all scrolls. It was stuff for the Dead Sea Scrolls, which is trippy to go into. And that's what I'm saying, I've listened to it in audio, it talks about all the giants and stuff and races, and how we lived. Some of them lived with us. We lived with them.
Where did they go?
I know. That's how they believe the flood done. Some of them went into caves and stuff.
They're underground.
Underground, mate. Again, back into tunnel systems. I just wish there'd be some sort of disclosure where we start hearing truth about what was it Graham Hancock calls us? We're a race with amnesia. Is it a race with amnesia? Aye.
We don't know our own history.
Aye. Like a Becky Depot and all that stuff. I mean,
if like a giant just bust out of somewhere to like came out of the bottom rock or something.
Straight out of a woman.
About them bottom.
Carried the Nessie on his back, like Kong type stuff.
Just like they were fighting in the water.
Titans, man. That'd be pretty cool to see, man.
Under the Erskine Bridge and stuff. Rumbling.